On the channel, we got a big one. We got an epic one. We got total insanity with the Mondo Toys Masters of the Universe Scaremare.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Masters of the Universe Mondo Toys unboxing and review. And today, we got an all-timer, one that's going to go down in history in a lot of ways, as we got Scaremare from Mondo Toys. But of course, for all your Mondo toy figure needs, Mondo Toys, of course. But for everything else under the sun, hit up jaystoysandgames.com, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Yes, 15%. Got to get a deal over there at Jay's Toys and Games. And this one, not quite available at Jay's Toys and Games. I guess, I don't know, it could be in the future. I haven't checked with them. However, this was a timed edition from Mondo. Going all the way back last year to San Diego Comic-Con. Oh, times have changed, of course, almost a year ago here. But now, Scaremare is finally in our presence, finally shipped. As there was a little bit of delay, they did ship Scareglow ahead of time. But now Scaremare is here. And as you can see by this box, just absolutely next level. I thought the Battle Cat was a massive box. This Scaremare is absolute insanity right here. A huge, huge horse. And if I'm not mistaken, first time Mondo has got to create a character for Masters of the Universe. So a major coup for them, as Scaremare was created for this. Now it will forever be part of the lore of the Masters of the Universe. But it is a big horse, and it also comes with wings. And we got to think, hey, putting our business hat on, we'll see some of this reused in the future. Of course, for She-Ra, maybe even our old friend Bo, maybe possibly. But you got to think they're going to get the most out of their molds. But it starts here today with Scaremare, this epic, epic horse. I don't even know how to begin with this unboxing. Is boxes this big are intimidating to do because they take up the whole screen. So how do I do this? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. But as you can see right here, beautiful artwork on the front, a huge mural here. It's even raised a little bit. Just absolutely cool. You got some Eternian guards over here. You got all the kind of colors there, the green, the ghostly green, and the purple colors. And then you got the moons and all kinds of stuff in the background. So just absolutely epic, epic detail on here. And then, oh boy, how do I even do this? Scaremare on the side, I don't know. Turn it a little bit here. Obviously very, very heavy. A huge one on the side back here. The evil steed of Scareglow, once slain in battle with King Randor, the loyal horse of Karak Null, was resurrected by the dark power of Scareglow. A half-spectral beast with wings large as night, Scaremare stampedes through the depths of the black skies, delivering evil to all of Eternia right there. On the back, you can see nothing going on back here, of course. But this does fold down just like so. It's almost like a big trunk is what it almost is. But I'm going to take this offline. I don't know any other way to do it. And I'm going to unpack all of this. And we'll be back talking all things giant Scaremare. All right, let's dive into Scaremare. And I guess we'll do this kind of in two parts. As I have the stripped down horse ready to go. And then I'll add everything to him. And we'll have the final edition of Scaremare. But quite interesting. Right here, bare bones horse. Obviously has the white greenish skin tone going for it. You got the translucent pieces all over the place. But I could easily see this be reused as Swiftwind in the future. Kind of writes itself. Got to get the most out of your molds. It definitely works that way. You can plug the wings in for Swiftwind over here. Get a different head, obviously. But you got the bare necessities of a horse right here. So that works out very well. I don't know if I can tell you right now, I'm not going to display him this way. I'm going to put all the regalia on him. He's going to be the Scaremare steed. But if you want just a horse with a bone face, I guess you can dive into this one and just have it plain Jane like this. But you do get some effect pieces. The translucent dust plugs right in there. The mane, I guess, of the horse right there. use some mane and tail, some of that beautiful stuff you get at the department store, the pet store. You can put that on there if you need to. You also got, instead of the wings, you got these translucent pieces. They do move around, they plug in, they got 2 blocks on the end, they plug right in there. Of course, a translucent tail, how about that? Of course, glow in the dark too, if I'm not mistaken. We'll try to get some pictures of that along the way. But looking very good here. And then you got the effect pieces you can put down on the feet, just translucent, clip right on there. You're ready to go. Now the horse here, starting at the head, you get a straight up bone skeleton horse head here. Definitely looking intriguing. Very much like a horse head, just full on bone. Very creepy with the red eyes against there. You got the teeth inside there. You do get articulation on the jaw, which is so key for anything. So you do get that open, close. You do get the head up and down, a little bit of side to side. You do get neck articulation up and down right there. Then you get to the body. I will say a fairly light horse. Feels like it should be a little heavier than it is when you pick it up. You do get articulation on the tail, back and forth, side to side. Then you do get the leg, the back leg. You can kick somebody in the face if you need to. Then you got knee articulation. Once again, the anatomy of a horse. Then you get articulation down here by the hooves as well. So you get all the usual articulation we get with horses and things. I guess I don't say that very often on the channel, but we do get that going on. But besides that, just a plain Jane white horse with a green tint and some translucent pieces. Looks very, very nice for what it is, but I think the final form is going to look even nicer than this one even is. And I should mention, this is a pricey beast. This isn't for everybody. This is one of those times where I'm like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this? Have to imagine a very low run of these as well. And you also have to imagine with a low run, as time goes on, this should be a very expensive piece in the Mondo Masters Universe collection going forward. So if you want this, you probably should pick it up right now. It'll be a little bit more expensive, but you'll see quite a few for sale, you would have to think, as of right now, as it is starting to arrive to people that pre-ordered it. But the future could be a little murky, could be very expensive. So I guess if you're on the fence, now's probably the time to buy this if that is your thing. But diving into some of these accessories he comes with here. Now, technically a 2-in-1 figure. You can have it like this or with all this on. You do get the protection here for the neck. Once again, translucent, looking beautiful here. All the spikes on there. You do get the helmet once again here. Got a big spike, almost like a unicorn on the top over there. Little chest protector here. All kinds of chains going on. So you got to connect chains on the body. We'll have to do that. You do get some hoof protection there, some leg protection as well. You got to have the saddle, of course. And we even got a little bit of black kind of skirt going over the top. A little extra air of mystery for Scaremare. So a lot going on here. And of course, the big old wings. That is the shelf killer right here. These huge wings. Look how big this is. Absolutely massive wings here. I'm almost leaning towards not displaying it with the wings just because it takes up so much real estate. I may keep it this way, but we will show it off. We will get it together. But it does look very, very nice. Very, very big wings on him. So now, let me take this offline once again. Let me get this guy put together. We'll be back talking all things Scaremare. All right, got Scaremare all saddled up here. He's ready to go. Now, I haven't put the wings on yet. I'm going to look at it like this. A little easier, too, without the wings getting in the way. But we'll look at it like this here, and then we'll go off again and put the wings on. But Scaremare looking a little bit more fearsome. Looking a little bit scarier right here with all the garb on it. Of course, the saddle, the helmet, the neck protection, all the extra chains, all of that on top of it, where it was just a regular horse with a skeleton head. This means a little bit more business for sure. So definitely an interesting looking guy here. Still got a lot of the translucent stuff. Obviously you can see below with the glow in the dark of the horse, but you got the saddle, everything else in a very Skeletor-like purple, which I find to be interesting as well. But I do got that unicorn-like horn here. Very pliable, moves out of the way, so not super sharp there. That's nice to see. You do got spikes throughout on this one, looking very good. You do got the, I guess, translucent flames, we'll call it. We do have that here onto the saddle and on the top of the helmet. Got more spikes on the back of the saddle. Of course, you got the seat right here for Scareglow. A little protection on the side, almost like a little shield here. And then you got real chain dangling all over the place. You got some bone over here. Just something you would see a guy like Scareglow, a guy that looks all skeletoned up. He would be riding through Eternia and Underworlds and all that kind of stuff. Subternia, how about? But looking very cool right here like this. Now, a lot easier to move around, a lot easier to display like this. You just imagine how big when you add these big chunky boys on. It's just a whole nother level. So We're going to do that here in a second, but I thought I'd grab Scareglow right here so you can kind of see a little size comparison. Now, I have 3 Scareglows in my collection. Now, I don't know if you guys were like me, but the Scareglow that comes with this one, we unboxed it on the channel. Check out the review if you missed it. However, mine at the leg fell apart, like many others, unfortunately. We've had some challenges with Mondos over the last year, as you guys do know. Thankfully, fingers crossed, no issues with this one here. But the Scareglow, unfortunately, his leg kept falling off. It would not stay on. So, as everybody always says, and I know this firsthand, you know, if you have an issue with Mondo, reach out to their customer service. They will make it right, and they did. Only thing is, I don't think they want to have to make it right, and I definitely don't have to reach out to them. I want my stuff to be correct from the get-go. But that being said, though, I did get an extra body for Scareglow, and then you get enough parts with the figure, I could create 2 versions of Scareglow to go along with this one. So, you make you make a do with what you have. You make the best of a situation. And now, in a lot of ways, you got 2 Scareglows for this. So, not a bad day at the office. I need to put some glue in the leg over here as it does not stick in there for me. But absolutely wild to have 2 of these Scareglows and then Scaremare right here. And then you go back to the old, probably what most people think of with Scareglow along the way right here. Definitely a big boy as well. And, of course, either of these guys, any of these guys can ride him. And I'll probably put one of the 3 on here on display for me. I might as well, shouldn't I? But looking very cool. Fits on there, the right scaling, all that kind of stuff for old Scareglow. Along with, let's see, I think this is the one with the bad leg. Yep, there it is. As you can see, that leg just pops right out there. Ooh, I was hot. Ooh, I was hot. But yeah, they made it right. They made it right. But there it is, old Scareglow on Scaremare, as you can see. How cool is that? A big, big horse for a big, big figure. Very, very fun. But now I'm going to take this offline once again, and I'm going to put these big old wings in, and we'll see if we even have enough room here at the table. All right, now we finish it up Scaremare right here as I did get the wings put in. As you guys can see, this is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know who's got room for wings like this. This is some serious real estate being taken up if you're a collector. Now, you do get articulation on these, so they do bow down a little bit. So you can get them down a little, but really can't help against the length. So it really is what it is. You also have articulation on the arm here. So you can put these arms a little higher if you want to, or a little bit lower. But man, these definitely stand out. These are some massive, massive wings. Can't even get them all in cameras how big they are. So wild, wild, wild. Whoever has the real estate for this is very fortunate to have a good amount of space for something like this. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to have to take these wings off and use the translucent pieces. These wings are just too big for display. I just don't got a spot big enough for all this in a real estate spot. I mean, if all you're doing is collecting Mondo's Masters of the Universe, maybe you got room for something like that. But if you're like me and you collect a lot of different toy lines, it's going to be really tough to display all the wings here. Now, I do appreciate it. I appreciate these were thrown in. But at the same time, I just don't know how I'm going to be able to come to terms with having this like this in my collection. But still very cool. Now, fairly thin, of course, on the wings. Be a little careful. I could see these over time maybe chipping if you drop them, something like that. So obviously, anything Mondo, handle with some kids' gloves. You shouldn't be giving them to like a 6-year-old, 8-year-old kid to play around with. These are definitely adult collectibles. Almost around a statue. It's almost like a statue is what I would say. Don't want to touch them if you can get away with it. But man, this is a beast if there ever was one. I mean, just how massive is this? This isn't fitting any light box. This isn't fitting anywhere for me. So no glamour shots with the big wings going on. But man, is that a menacing figure for the shelf. And speaking of a menacing figure, I did grab Scareglow again. I'm going to stick him on Scaremare, and you can kind of see how he looks there with the wings. So wild, just absolutely wild. I remember the first time seeing this, like I said, at San Diego Comic-Con, and I could not believe how big this was in person, and I got those feelings all over again here. Definitely not for every collector. That's Mondo to a T, though. Not everybody's going to collect Mondo. Not everybody has the finance. Everybody has the want to collect stuff like this. But if you're into this scale, you're into the higher end of the Masters of the Universe collectibles, this is about as high end as it gets right now. Outside of some crazy statues I've seen, but I'm not a statue guy. But this is a wild, wild one. Definitely cool to have in your collection, but once again, not going to be for everybody. Be interested to hear in the comments if you picked this one up, and if you did, I'm interested to hear if you're going to display it with the wings on or the wings off, or maybe he's going to be just a straight up naked horse. I have to think most people not going that way. But if you want to, it's your figure. You paid the money. Do what you want with it, of course. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down low. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day. And then some. Yes, it's true, including all the Mondo Masters of the Universe stuff as it does come out. So check out the videos. Make sure you do subscribe. Check out the Patreon and YouTube channel memberships for early access to all the videos we do here between both of my YouTube channels. My brand new podcast every single Tuesday. It's The Kyle Peterson Show every Tuesday, wherever audio podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube, of course. Check out my new book, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It is the complete guide to the ECW original San Francisco Toy Makers toy line. All kinds of fun in that book. Available via me if you would like an autographed edition as well. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. So for Scareglow and Scaremare, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
We're going to the end of the line.